Minister suggests solutions to develop tourism. Prime Minister discusses development opportunities with top U.S. logistic firm. In war news, Netherlands first kicks off European parliamentary election.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 8 a.m. local time in Hanoi, and you're watching VTV News. The 15th National Assembly resumed its 7th session with a Q&A session featuring Minister of Culture, Sport and Tourism Nguyễn Văn Hùng, addressing various issues related to industry management. The minister has put forward a number of solutions aimed at developing Vietnamese tourism services.
National Assembly deputies were keen to ask Minister about solutions to reduce airfare prices to boost tourism and ways to further promote the role of cultural industry.
Rising airfare prices result in higher costs for domestic tourists compared to international tourists, impacting the overall tourism sector recovery. Could you please explain the ministry's solution to this issue?
We have requested the Ministry of Transport and the Ministry of Finance to promptly report to the relevant authorities to consider and implement policies aimed at reducing operation fees at airports, which will help lower travel prices. Additionally, we have proposed that airlines ensure sufficient aircraft availability and increase night flights and flight hours to meet the travel needs of the general population. After the Prime Minister's directive, as of May 28, airfare prices have decreased.
It is clear that cultural industry development is a lever to promote tourism. What solutions need to be implemented to promote the role of the cultural industry?
The Prime Minister emphasized the need for sharp thinking, astute actions, and clever choices for breakthrough development. With this in mind, we are advising the Prime Minister to issue a directive, which has already gathered input from localities and ministries. Our focus is on developing the cultural industry to be creative, uniquely identifiable, professional, competitive, and sustainable, with the goal of it contributing 7% to GDP by 2030.
National Assembly Chair Trần Thanh Mẫn praised the minister's response and requested the ministry enhance mechanisms and policies for selecting and training human resources in the arts. The National Assembly chief urged prompt issuance of the strategy for developing Vietnam's physical education and sports to 2030 with a vision to 2045. He also recommended focusing on market assessment, where Vietnam has strengths, alongside promoting the new visa policy.
On Thursday morning, Deputy Prime Minister Trần Hồng Hà answered questions from National Assembly deputies on behalf of the government related to price management, food safety assurance, institutional reform, and administrative reform. More to follow.
Praising the government's recent efforts, National Assembly deputies expressed their hope that the government will continue to find effective solutions to control inflation and ensure a power supply network that attracts investment.
Wage increases will start from July 1st. What does the government plan to do to control prices in the coming time?
The government will soon issue policies to stimulate consumption, promote public investment, and invest in essential infrastructure to ensure economic development.
What is the government doing to ensure power supplies for production and investments?
With the government's urgent direction, Vietnam has implemented electricity projects and removed investment bottlenecks. The 500 kilovolt Circle 3 project is about to be completed and will remove difficulties in power regulation. The government is also developing a process for purchasing and selling electricity, especially renewable energy.
Deputies also raised questions related to economic development priorities and technology development solutions.
What is the order of priority among the government's solutions to realize the dual goal of harmonious economic and social development?
The first is to ensure economic development to create more jobs. The second is to support people in vocational training. In addition, the government will focus on ensuring investment effectiveness in all areas. Disbursement of public capital will improve the economy's competitiveness. These solutions must be directly benefit the public while promoting economic development.
After 2.5 days, National Assembly Chair Trần Thanh Mẫn assessed that the Q&A sessions had met practical requirements. He said that the sessions affirmed their necessity as an effective form of supervision by the National Assembly, based on questions from National Assembly deputies and answers from government members. The National Assembly Standing Committee will direct relevant agencies to prepare draft resolutions for submission to the National Assembly for approval.
On Thursday, National Assembly deputies agreed to promulgate a resolution of the National Assembly on piloting a number of specific mechanisms and policies for the development of Nghệ An province. The mechanisms and policy aim to strengthen decentralization and increase autonomy and self-regulation of local authorities. Some deputies suggested that the regulations on provincial budget should be carefully considered. Additionally, some deputies proposed adding more development policies related to human resources, culture, and education to fully utilize the province's potentials. Many recommended using public investment resources for investment in preserving and promoting the value of historical and cultural relics instead of privatizing the sector. On the same day, the National Assembly passed resolution to elect the Vice Chairwoman of the National Assembly for the 2021-2026 term and to approve the Prime Minister's proposal for the appointment of Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Public Security for the same term. After reviewing the two draft resolutions, which included the elections of Nguyễn Thị Thanh as Vice Chairwoman of the National Assembly and the appointment of Lê Thành Long as Deputy Prime Minister and Lương Tam Quang as Minister of Public Security, the National Assembly voted to pass them. Meeting outstanding elders nationwide on the occasion of the 83rd Vietnamese Elder Day on June 6, State President Tô Lâm affirmed that they are still a solid support base, keeping the country stable and peaceful and moving forward with the times. He emphasized that amending the law on the Vietnamese elderly and promulgating the national strategies on the Vietnamese elderly for the 2030-2050 period are urgent tasks to make practical contributions to Vietnam's commitment to ensuring the rights of the elderly. At the meeting, delegates expressed their wish that the party, state, and ministry continue to have policies to further promote the role of the elderly, improve the quality of healthcare, and create more suitable jobs for the elderly. Vietnam is currently home to nearly 17 million elderly people. On Thursday, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính met with Richard Smith, President and CEO of FedEx Express, one of the world's largest express delivery companies. During the meeting, a number of development opportunities for Vietnam's digital economy were discussed. More on the following story.
During the meeting, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh expressed high appreciation for FedEx's role in the development of Vietnam's economy and the Vietnam-US bilateral relationship. He underscored Vietnam's commitment to enhancing transport and digital infrastructure to bolster competitiveness and reduce logistics costs for businesses. Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh also expressed hope for FedEx's collaboration in enhancing logistics networks, promoting e-commerce, and supporting local companies in global supply chain expansions. Noting the ongoing Long Ton Airport project, capable of handling 25 million passengers and 1.2 million tons of cargo annually, the Prime Minister invited FedEx to explore investment opportunities in this crucial infrastructure. In response, FedEx Express President and CEO Richard Smith expressed gratitude for Vietnam's favorable business environment and praised the country's robust economic growth, notably in e-commerce. He affirmed FedEx's commitment to Vietnam as a key market in Southeast Asia through extended cooperation and long-term investments.
Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee and Chairman of the Party Central Committee Commission for External Relations Lê Hoài Trung received visiting New Zealand Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Winston Peters in Hanoi on June 6th. Praising Vietnam development achievement and its foreign policies of independence, New Zealand Deputy Prime Minister affirmed that New Zealand has admired the nation's growing role in the region and international arena, especially within ASEAN. The Vietnamese leader affirmed that the party and government of Vietnam always highly value and want to strengthen the strategic partnership with New Zealand. He also proposed several directions to enhance collaboration in various channels where New Zealand has strengths and Vietnam has development needs such as education, agriculture, high technology, and climate change responses. An important topic at the ongoing 7th session of the 15th National Assembly is the ratification of the UK accession protocol to the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, or CPTPP. Early ratification and implementation will improve Vietnamese goods access to the UK market, strengthening bilateral trade and investment relations. More to follow.
The UK's CPTPP accession protocol will take effect later this year if ratified by the UK and at least 6 of the 11 CPTPP members by October. So far, Singapore, Japan, and Chile have completed ratification. Experts believe early ratification by Vietnam's National Assembly will benefit the economy.
Being among the first countries to ratify the agreement not only reaffirms Vietnam's position within the CPTPP but also allows us to directly benefit from the UK's market opening to goods, services, and investments from CPTPP countries. In addition to the UK's overall commitments to CPTPP, specific commitments are made for Vietnam.
Vietnam has been a consistent and constant champion for the UK's membership, and we have been really grateful and appreciative for that support. I think it represents how our relationship has developed bilaterally and also how we are increasingly working together at a strategic level on international and regional issues.
The UK was a major economy that recognized Vietnam's market economy. That the UK is joining the CPTPP is believed to provide new momentum and complement the existing UK VFTA. Upon the agreement's effect, the UK will eliminate 93.9% of tariff lines for CPTPP countries and 94.4% for Vietnam.
In addition to the UK's overall commitments to CPTPP, specific commitments are made for Vietnam. Those include increasing the rice tariff quota by 17,500 tons and removing tariffs on tuna and certain seafood types. Moreover, Vietnam gains the advantage of utilizing inputs from CPTPP nations to export to the UK, while benefiting from origin rules and UK incentives.
Within that comprehensive framework, it will provide Vietnamese companies with the opportunity to choose the most beneficial parts of the existing free trade agreement.
The inclusion of the UK in CPTPP, coupled with UK VFTA, is projected to potentially double bilateral trade between Vietnam and the UK by 2030. This growth is attributed to the expansion of service trade, which constitutes 70% of the British economy.
In the first 5 months of the year, China remained one of the top 3 markets for agriculture, forestry, and fishery products, with trade exceeding $6 billion. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and the General Administration of Customs in China held talks on Thursday to discuss on 14 key issues. Notably, negotiations for frozen coconut, durian, passion fruit, and chili peppers are nearing completion, with protocols expected to be signed soon. To date, Vietnam and China have signed 21 import-export agreements. The inclusion of coconut and passion fruit in the official market is expected to help the fruit and vegetable industry reach a record $6 billion this year. Coming up next on VTV News, Vietnam, Singapore, and the United States look to expand energy development cooperation. And Vietnamese youth keen on promoting Vietnamese culture in Europe. Vietnam, Singapore, and the United States have formed a working group to increase investment in renewable energy projects and develop submarine cable system in the region, facilitating cross-border electricity trading. At the group's inaugural meetings in Singapore on Thursday, Vietnamese Minister of Industry and Trade Nguyễn Hồng Diên emphasized Vietnam's commitment to enhancing grid connectivity in the ASEAN region and expressed gratitude for the cooperation and support from the U.S. and other involved parties. The working group also remains open to the participation of members from the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity. At 3 p.m. on June 5th, the fishing vessel QN 90028TS, captained by Nguyễn Văn Phú, residing in Quảng Ninh province, along with 2 crew members, was taking water and dangers of sinking. The emergencies occurred while they were fishing in the small Koto area, approximately 5 nautical miles from Koto Island district. Immediately after receiving the news from the local public, the Koto Border Guard Station promptly dispatched a vessel, a 500 horsepower motorboat, and 10 officers and soldiers to the scene to conduct a rescue operation. Border guards and nearby fishing boats successfully located the sinking vessels and rescued all 3 of its crew members. The initial investigation revealed heavy waves driven by strong winds flooded the engine compartments. As the vessel pump could not cope with the volume of water, the fishing boat began to sink. Thanks to the timely response of the Koto Border Guard Station and the local fishing fleet, the crew members were successfully rescued and the vessel was towed to a safe anchor. In response to Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính calls to donate tissues and organs after death, over 10,000 people nationwide registered within just 2 weeks. Presently, nearly 100,000 individuals have signed up, indicating widespread awareness and understandings of life-saving significance of organ donation.
In recent days, the National Coordinating Center for Human Organ Transplantation has witnessed an influx of individuals registering to become organ donors. For these young people, organ donation represents a meaningful and invaluable act.
In the event of an unfortunate accident where my body parts remain viable, I believe in the potential to donate them to those in need. Organ donation is indeed a miraculous endeavor.
Having narrowly escaped death, I've come to appreciate the preciousness of every life. Should I lose my own life and be able to give it to others, it would bring me immense happiness.
Since the first kidney transplant in 1992, up to now more than 8,000 people have received organ transplants nationwide, but only slightly more than 500 people have received organ transplants from brain-dead donors.
Each year, close to 10,000 individuals lose their lives in traffic accidents on average. If we could persuade just 10% of them to donate their organs, we would have 1,000 organ donors. With it, we could potentially save tens of thousands of lives.
Raising awareness and fostering understanding of the humane significance of organ donation is a gradual process, necessitating community-wide involvement. Presently, over 60 hospitals have joined the network for organ and tissue donation.
Utilizing organs from brain-dead donors significantly reduces costs and holds particular significance. A widespread adoption of organ donation presents an opportunity for patients facing irreversible organ failure to significantly extend their lives.
People can register to donate organs via the National Coordinating Center for Human Organ Transplantation website. Numerous families have chosen to donate their loved ones' organs, offering a chance for critically ill patients to embark on a new chapter in life.
The Đoan Ngọ Festival program was held at the Thăng Long Imperial Citadel, the capital city of Hanoi, on June 6th. The ancient ritual of fan grifting occurred as a part of the celebration of the Đoan Ngọ Festival, which take place on the 5th day of the 5th lunar month. During the late dynasty from 1533 to 1789, the rising kings hosted rituals to give fans to all the Mandarins during the Đoan Ngọ Festival in summer. On this day, people often cook traditional dishes to offer to ancestors and pray for bumper crops, good business, and good luck in a new season. Bringing Vietnam's culture and arts to the global stage is a top priority for overseas Vietnamese communities. Drawing on lessons from other countries, effective partnership between government and private sectors are crucial in diversifying and amplifying promotional efforts. In Europe, numerous Vietnamese organizations are eagerly showcasing Vietnam's rich cultural heritage. A report in Paris, where vibrant Vietnamese music has captivated young audiences.
This concert is part of Hanoi Cypher 24 series, spanning major European capitals like Paris, London, and Berlin in the wake of summer. Organized by Vietnamese entrepreneurs across diverse sectors, the events share a common goal of showcasing Vietnamese culture and artistic expression in Europe.
We have welcomed international friends to our shows. They may have not make a large part of the crowd yet, but we believe we will change this with our professional event organization.
The recent Vietnamese rap music showcase at the Palais de Tokyo attracted over 700 attendees, including the enthusiastic Vietnamese and French audiences. This is the first time a Vietnamese event has made its way to one of the Paris' most prestigious venues.
While navigating the challenges, we're reminded of our collective passion to create something bigger than ourselves for the interests of the community here.
Looking ahead, we aim to feature a diverse range of international talents.
Following Hanoi Cypher 24, the group is already developing new projects to further integrate Vietnamese arts into Europe's diverse cultural landscape.
Coming up next in our World News, Netherlands first kicks off European parliamentary election. And YouTube toughened policies on gun videos for youth. The Netherlands has begun voting for the European Parliament elections. The European Parliament is the world's only popularly elected legislature, with European residents choosing members of the European Parliament to represent their interests at the EU level. The Parliament decides which law will apply across the European Union, some of which will have impacts beyond the EU. The election will confirm the respective procedures of individual member states, with voting dates varying across the region. The vote kicked off this year in the Netherlands on June 6th, followed by Ireland and the Czech Republic on June 7th. This year's election is considered the most important in 25 years. Drastic geopolitical changes in the past 2 years have seen the European Parliament amplify its role in addressing regional and global challenges. Voter turnout is forecast to be higher compared to previous elections. The 27th St. Petersburg International Economic Forum is taking place in St. Petersburg from the 5th to the 8th of June. So far, over 18,600 participants from 139 countries and territories, including Russia, have been confirmed. The event has become a leading global platform for the business community to discuss key economic issues facing Russia, especially against the backdrop of the West sanctions. The main theme of the forum is the formation of new growth centers as the cornerstone of multipolar world. The 4-day forum will feature more than 400 business events, including seminars, dialogues, and panel discussions covering topics ranging from global economic transitions to advanced technology development. YouTube is changing its policies about firearm videos in an effort to keep potentially dangerous content from reaching underage users. The video sharing platform said it will prohibit any video demonstrating how to remove firearm safety devices. In addition, videos showing homemade guns, automatic weapons, and certain firearms accessories like silencers will be restricted to users 18 and older. The policy changes take effect as of June 18th. They come after gun safety advocates have repeatedly called on the platform to limit underage users' exposure to gun videos that can potentially traumatize them or send them down the path of extremism and violence. Amid Arab Saudi's growing tourism sector, classes have been in session in its first culinary institution to train the next generation of Qatar service employees. More and more young people are joining the training with the aim of finding employment in this popular industry.
Zadk Academy, the first Saudi academy for cooking arts in Saudi Arabia, was founded in 2016 and launched its first diploma program in 2019. Its program is a blend of rigorous academic and practical training, aimed at accommodating the tourism revolution in Saudi Arabia, which has opened new opportunities for graduates and those who are passionate about this field.
The recent tourism revolution in Saudi Arabia and the new tourism projects all around the country have opened new opportunities for all our graduates and for people who are passionate about this field. The offers and the salaries made in return have attracted young people to the sector.
With the government's focus on tourism, there is increased demand in the culinary sector, promising a bright future for these aspiring chefs.
My family and friends have been encouraging me for a long time to become a chef, because since I was young, I have loved this profession and I used to cook for my friends. When I joined the life of the kitchen, things changed tremendously.
I have received job offers from places that I have never dreamt of before or ever imagined I would get one day. I would like to thank the Zadk Academy for that. I learned a lot from it and hopefully better things are on the way.
Despite the promising prospects, the culinary profession in Saudi Arabia currently lacks a defined career ladder and standardized salary structure. Looking ahead, stakeholders anticipate greater clarity and structure in career progression within Saudi Arabia's culinary landscape.
And now let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's it for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can log on to vtvgo.vn or download our mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.